Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that brief delay. There was some sweaty action going on in some of those other games. We have got round 2 ready up to go for you, waiting on one final spot in this lobby to get filled up with a player, and we'll be good to go. Knight, what are we expecting, and who are we playing? And more importantly, what map are we on?
Well, for round 2, we've got ourselves good old Morton Monkeys going on the left side, taking on FunkyMoon, and we're on a map of Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's going to be a fun map, a little small one, a lot of battles, brawling happening. I don't know where it's going to go with the picks and bans, though, but I'm excited and hoping for a Cho goal.
Right, we want to see the Cho goal coming out for FunkyMoon. We want to see whether or not Mortons can deal with that, especially with this triple ban. You can just ban out all of those percent life damage dealing heroes. Get rid of your mouth. Get rid of your Tychus. Could be very dirty indeed.
Absolutely.
Tomb, very good. Very rotation macro heavy. So looking forward to seeing what these two teams can bring to this evening's carnage.
Yeah, exactly. In all fairness, I'm not that confident on a Urel pick for this map. I haven't really seen her played well on something like this on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but it could work with Divine Steed. Seeing more likes of, maybe we could see a Blaze, maybe even a Falstad. I haven't seen much more global heroes, not in the previous game too on the Sky Temple map. Just saw the Dahaka ban. But I don't know, winners. This is a small map. See what they got.
I'm feeling like we're going to see some Thrall or Ragnarosage coming out on this one night. We're probably going to see the standard ban. It's going to get rid of that Garrosh. Most likely we'll see a Genji ban. And I think we may even see a Urel ban, just thinking about these two teams and how they like to play. But yeah, I want to see a Cho goal. What value can Cho goal out on this map?
It'll be interesting because there's such a small map. You don't have to worry about the fact that you're sending 2 people in a way to soak up one lane. The rotation is really quick. You can go from top to mid to bottom very quickly. It's not even that big of a problem. And he's just that big, beefy frontliner with the consistent damage. You don't have to even worry about your range assassin getting picked off like that. So it's a little bit of a two for the price of one in a nice way.
Yeah, it really is. Unless, of course, you get taken down by those Malthiels and Tychuses, which is not much fun at all. First-hand experience as a seasoned goal player. It's not much fun when your Cho dives in against those types of percent health damage dealing heroes. But let's stop pondering and speculating. Knight, we are going to kick it off into Tomb of the Spider Queen with a ban and pick phase coming up at you, with Morton's Monkeys getting that first ban underway.
Yeah, absolutely. And already they're just banning our goal. They ruined the dream. Damn it, winners, we spoke too soon.
Dashed our hopes and dreams. Good on you, Morton. That's a bad move, man.
Well,
all right.
I guess they could get away with it. They got the 3 bans. Like, I just don't have to worry about it. It was a headache. I mean, FunkyMoon last week used it and took down. We left school for this. We're using the Cho'Gall. Something that's a bit dangerous. And Garrosh being banned out, it's not a surprise. Honestly, we could see Genji being banned, and I'm not sure for the 4th one. That's a little bit of a question mark.
Depends on what Mortons want to do, really. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Malfurion ban. Certainly elevated as that top-tier healer right now. I don't think there's really anyone else that's challenging him for that spot. Couple of interesting points on him, just has that ability to put a heal over time on anybody. And everybody at once, lots of lockdown, lots of CC, cleanses, all sorts of things. It's a bit rubbish. He's the all-in-one package. So until we see some major buffs coming out, some of those other healers, boys and girls, Malf is probably going to be will be. I'm pretty standard on that he'll be pick or ban. So Maiev, interesting.
Don't have to worry.
What do you make of that, Knight?
It's a solid thing. You got really small chokeholds, gets the jump on, forces the tether. You force into really unfavorable matches, and they just probably don't want to deal with that. Interesting. We still see Tracer hasn't been banned, Tassiter hasn't been banned, and also Malfurion left through because Johanna was picked up first for Mortons, and there's a Malfurion and Muradin coming in the hands of FunkyMoon. Let's see what that's going to end up. And we just saw how dangerous Muradin can be in the previous game.
Absolutely. In the hands of, Burnsy, that was incredible Muradin play. Let's see if that can be replicated here by FunkyMoon. So Blazing Phoenix now picked up, conversely, for Mortons. So we're going to get some bunker. Are we going to see Purification Salvo, or are we going to see that gigantic Voop laser of Shoop and the Whoop?
Planet Cracker.
Love that.
There we
Planet
go.
Cracker.
The Around the World in 80 Days Planet Cracker. Well, it depends, really. If you get a Deckard Kane being picked up for Mortons, I probably would see a salvo. You got the stairwell listen, condemn into stairwell listen, followed by the salvo. That's a really big wombo combo. Planet Cracker can work tight places, tight holes, but that's a decade ban. I'm surprised Hanzo has yet to be picked up. Maybe that might be on the side of FunkyMoon. See where they're going to go with that.
It's interesting with that, right? So we see the Garrosh and the Maiev ban. Obviously, FunkyMoon don't want to be dealing with displacement heroes or people that are, going to displace them out of where they need to be. So I was thinking maybe they were going to be going for some more of the static backliners, maybe a Chromie, maybe, well, there you go. There it is. Happy days. I love it when I get those right. That's good fun.
Good job, it is.
And I was thinking again with that Hanzo because he's perfect to sit on that back line and pew away. But no, they're going to go with a Valor as the auto attack here, Knight.
Okay, that's interesting. I would have preferred Hanzo. Just the scatter arrows is a lot better. The tight spaces just work so much wonders. Yeah, Valor. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I would love to see an Oriole or a Tacita for a second support, but that's not going to happen. But, at the back of my mind. Meanwhile, you're going to see Mortons Monkeys picking up that Uther and Kaothas. Good wave clear. Kaothas really solid, and there's no real dive threat coming out from FunkyMoon.
Yeah, I like Morton's draft. I like what they've got. I like FunkyMoon as well, though. I've seen a bit of Valor play recently, and going that auto attack or her multi-shot build of old, it's still viable. So I'm tossing up here. Depends on what this last pick is. Sonya, okay. Got a baseball bat wrapped in a bit of Glad wrap there. No, I like it. FunkyMoon or Mortons? What are we going with, Knight?
This is honestly a tough one. Well, it really depends on how well. If Chromie can play really well, basically just tear it up, you're not going to see much of Kaothas or Phoenix to survive much of the fight. But my money, dude, I'm going more to the Monkeys. I just like Johanna and Blaze. I just like that.
All right. I dig it. Well, again, I'm going to go against you on this one, mate. You're one up on me so far. I'm going to go with FunkyMoon, only because I know how spectacular Stumpy is on that Valor. I know how good Electro can be on the Chromie when he's enabled. And we got Penta from a previous Premier team who's going to be playing on the Malfurion. So, not to discount Pell and Bot Silic at all. I'm going to go with FunkyMoon.
It's still gonna. I think it'll be a really close matchup. Both teams have that kind of in your face, but also a bit of a distance aerial denial, area of damage, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do as we're hopping into the game. Winners, I'm feeling good about this one.
All right, so we'll kick off onto the blue corner here with Morton on the Blaze for Morton's Monkeys, Volgerno on the Phoenix, Strider on Johanna, Seth on Uther, and Trixie Hobbits on Kael'thas.
Meanwhile, onto the red side, we've got FunkyMoon, we've got Pal on the Sonya, Penta picking up the Malfurion, Electro on that Chromie Stump Guard, playing Vala, this will be a good one, and finally Botslick will play the dreaded Murden, and we're entering into it, going to the middle lane. Probably not see much of a big skirmish unless they get a big cheeky Stormbolt for the kill.
You know what we've got memes of right now? Convection Kale. I dig it. I haven't seen a Convection Kale in comp game for a while, so this will be nice. Gonna get some stacks off early. Gonna see Trixie Hobbits getting blown up.
Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice if we can follow up and synchronize well with Strider on the Johanna with the Condemn. It's gonna stack up pretty nicely. Again, there's no real dive threat coming out from FunkyMoon.
Outside of an ancient spear coming straight into KT's little cloak, there really is no dive. So obviously a Muradin dwarf toss and hammer to your face is a little bit divey, but outside of that, if Valor can, if KT can be on point with just staying away from that, then you should be okay. A little bit of a fracas happening here in the mid lane, just a little bit of poke going on. Not seeing the intense levels of rotations occurring as we did last game night. Does that tell you a difference in the caliber of these two teams?
In all fairness, I think it's a bit difficult on this one because the map is so small. You can actually get back to safety a lot quicker. It's hard to really catch out someone in mid-rotation, not like Sky Temple. There's a lot of hidden areas and a lot of routes. But in that middle lane, Botslick, just being a little annoying Murden. Oh, that's a big one.
Big Dragon Blast there coming out of the Chromie. Botsilic now has to dwarf toss away. Careful not to spread that extremely devastating living bomb. Well, not devastating really, is it? But good little punch on there. Nothing really coming of it. Strider now eats a hammer to the face. Just gonna.
It's going to be a lot on Electro. See if he can get the cheeky snipes and cheeky damage onto Trixie. If that happens, then yeah, pretty much Chaos is going to be more or less backing away. Not going to be much in that fight, but it's pretty much a good one. Still got the typical solo laners in the bottom lane, just rotating back and forth, whatnot.
Duking it out, being boring in the bot lane.
As
there's
usual.
definitely night. We know it's not a glorious position and the camera's not always on it, but it's definitely a very big main. Any can potentially carry a game if your Blaze or your Sonya knows what they're doing properly and they're good at it and they're doing the right things and sneaky rotates away or ganks or turn-ins, they can really change the tide of an entire game. So.
That's right on the money. Especially in the fact that you are going to be the one camp holding a lot of those gems. See how much you can farm up. But in the middle lane, there's a fight, there's a stun, the root. Oh, Jono.
Phoenix, iframe saves his life there. Chromie nearly put the pressure on. Vala takes down the Johanna though. Wow, that Phoenix got away by the absolute skin of his bits and ends up getting taken down by a dirty great big dragon breath there.
Electro just going off, and that's gonna be FunkyMoon picking up themselves 3 little nice kills. And that's also gonna force a lot of gems being forced off. Trixie is the one holding most of them now, but if he gets picked off, oh, it's gonna be dangerous. Oh no, Trixie!
Both that combo there from Electro, but wow. Lucky thing there that he doesn't have that level 13 or 16 talent yet. So stays alive, just. There we go. We see the Dragon's Eye on Dragon's Breath now. So if that hadn't been picked up on the 7, I think he would have gone down there too.
Absolutely. It's just such a narrow, dangerous thing to play. Chromie, again, who needs dive when you've got a Kid's Breath just smashing you in your face? That's the dive. That's all the dive you need. And so it's going to be the first web weavers of the game going towards FunkyMoon. See what they can get from that.
He connects again there, Knight. I'm loving Electro's Dragon's Breath at the moment. They are on point.
I should get the ban off that, but no, that's going to be big. It's going to force the pressure on it. They're going to try and defend this middle lane. Electro's going to be able to get some sneaky W's and force a lot of low health there. And you see FunkyMoon split out. They're trying to pressure as much as they can. Web weavers won't be doing much in the first round if Mortons can deal with it quickly, but in the middle end, there's a little bit of skirmish going on.
Hey, Electro has got his bead set on Trixie. He does not want to see that convection finish up. We got Stumpy now rotating down, and as she does, picks up the Phoenix. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Boom! See you later, convection stacks. That's why you don't do that, boys and girls. You don't do it in Hero League. You don't do it ever. Not a thing. Don't take the talent. Buy stacks, and we're not going to see that completed this game. I don't think, mate.
No, not at all. And we missed it just before, but the Malfurion route onto Phoenix was so well timed, it's denied the warp out. And that was the first pick on him. Trixie gets picked off again by Electro. That's going to be 2. And they'll be able to get the middle fort, which is a lot for the first round of Web Weaving. That's a really good pick up from FunkyMoon. It's going to force them up nearly 2 levels lead and that much closer to level 10 talents.
Yep, we see Temporal Loop picked up by the Chromie there at level 8, so we're going to be in for some blow-up, spectacular stuff later on. I want to see that used on Kale on cooldown here, Knight. A lot of value was taken there from that first Web Weaving phase. Taking a fort that early on, we see Bot's lost a tower and a gate. Top has lost all of its fortifications and damage onto the fort as well. So a really solid round of push there by Stumpy in the top lane on the Valor, and then transitioning down to that wonderful route onto the Phoenix by Malfurion. Speaking about Phoenix, he's just picked up the Night Camp there for the mid lane, so hoping to get some pressure coming back along. Little bit of mirrored in. Here's the Temporal Loop going onto the Uther. A little bit delayed there on those spells from the Chromie with Electro, but a little bit of disengage happening now, and I don't know whether or not they can really do much here other than Wolf Toss out there. Botsilic? No.
No, it's just a bit of a slap back and forth between the teams in that middle interaction. Nearly cost Mortons a few members. They were able to walk away and now pressuring into all 3 lanes. Got to note the Vala build. Gone for the Hungering Strike. That's helpful in this sense that we're losing that AoE damage, but you're kind of picking up the fact that you will be able to obliterate those Web Weavers as soon as they are up on the map. And also threaded that far side from the top lane. But not much coming down. These web weavers just be able to take some of the fountains, take a bit of the walls. There's no real force coming down this one.
No, not going to happen. Not on this wave. They do not have the push or the siege, unfortunately, on the team of Mortons at the moment. Muradin diving in. He wants to get onto that Trixie Hobbit. Gets the gravity lap. Gets rooted. Gets stunned. Gets hammered and blown to smithereens by Convection Stack. Once again. Yeah, not a thing. Don't take Convection, boys and girls. Use this as a public service announcement. That's what this is. It's a public service announcement. Do not take Convection on KLS. Morton in a lot of trouble. Pops is unstoppable. Manages to walk away with an absolute sliver of health, though. Uther taking a lot of pain. Gets hammered to the back of the head. Chromie just whipping that W with the Q there. Penta now in a little bit of trouble from the Phoenix, but gets away again. Wow, what a good little bit of a biff up down there in the bot lane night.
Yeah, that was a good one, back and forth, so close. You had Uther nearly dropping as well. Had that Dragon's Breath landed, that would have been another member going down. It's going to be threatened. All the gems handed in, close to handing in for another Web Weaver round for that FunkyMoon lineup. And in the middle lane, another little battle back and forth, but Chromie's stuck.
See you later, Chromie. Ate the connection right there. That was well played there by Strider and the rest of the team. Going in again. We get the stun onto Penta. He gets popped. That Pyroblast does miss, and so does a Convection, but they get the kill, and that's 2 for nothing there. They're slowly creeping back into this game now, Knight. 10-11.
Yeah, with that level 10 talent, got the Pyroblast. I like it. Yeah, okay, granted, you've got the Phoenix that can threaten around and deny the whole Web Weaver handing in, but at least Pyroblast, throw that onto a Malfurion, he's gone. Throw it onto the Vala, force to that person, that's gone. That's already 2 members. Not so much on Chromie. She's got the stasis to be able to survive that. Yeah, it's going to be another Web Weaver.
Block as well, though. I usually steer away from Pyroblast myself purely for that reason and just to get the zoning from the Phoenix. But you bang on. I mean, Vala can get very easily popped there. Temporal Loop comes out, but the bunker goes down. Good save there, Morton.
Smart play against the bunker. The nice cleanses off of the Temporal Loop. It's a free cleanse for him. And now they're not able to do much with these Web Weavers. It's just going to be easily cleaned up by the side of Morton's Monkey. Not pressuring much, but Seth is caught out.
Oh, gets the Divine Shield onto himself, and that was lucky. He had 5 members of FunkyMoon seeking his hammer, but manages to pop his, 90-second cooldown and save himself. Was it worth it? We'll find out in the next team fight, ladies and gents.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big cooldown, and if anything, the pick potential coming out from FunkyMoon, which is what cost Kael'thas a lot of his Convection stacks, they're going to be worried about that. Just hovering around, dancing around. He's going to be back in the middle lane, bot slick, up on towards good old Johanna. But there's Seth forcing Chromie to stasis. Winners! They're just constantly brawling this match. It's the match of fights.
It's a bunch of little street fights, isn't it? They're just trying to catch each other out on rotation and really ignoring that top lane pretty much altogether. But, here comes the Pyro on the Vala. You've used your Bolt Love. You're going down in a blaze of glory. Big old fireball there. Botsilic now going to be in trouble. Dwarf tosses away. Did he take Avatar? He did. He has hand and he's fine. So I thought for a second there I saw Muradin taking Haymaker. That's not a thing. Well, it is a thing. It's not a thing in this game. But yeah, there's... What do you make of this night? They're just going for short, sharp little engages, burning an ult here and there, and then sort of just achieving much.
Granted, they're not able to take the little advantage from getting a pick off and then transitioning into anything. Like, if they did capture top fort, you can have the idea of threatening with the Sand Golem. If you at least capture bottom fort, if you start getting the siege camp and you start pressuring it, it's hard to do that because the death times are so small. It's a small map. Once you die, you back up almost in 20 seconds, and then you're back in the fight immediately after. But in the middle lane, Pal, he's going to be caught out. Gets jumped on by Morton. Winners. What's happening? Morton, do it!
It's going to whirlwind. He's well and truly healing himself up as he just wanders away from that. But the back line, here comes the Temporal Loop onto the Strider, but no dice because unstoppable. We've got the bunker down, but it's not going to be enough. Going to get some damage onto that Johanna. She gets popped. Can Chromie finish off this Morton? It's going to happen. Oh, boom, there we go. Sonya does the job, though. Trixie on an absolute nothing of health. Seth, gonna get away. Yeah, Dragon's Eye does not connect. That was very, very lucky just then. We'll see Chromie going into that Quantum Overdrive at her level 14. for her 16 talent, and that just proves a lot more value, especially if you get that W into a Q. You're gonna blow up a target.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's up onto Funky to do something with this win of team fight. They took down 2 members, forced the rest to back and heal up. They're able to get to bottom fort and also start handing in some of the gems. Not enough to get the next set of web weavers though, and just prepare possibly for the next team fight. But there you go. Just push the advantage a little bit. It's what you want. They nearly hit level 16, and this is where Morton have to be careful. Once that 16 talent comes up, it's going to be big.
We see that little engage there by the Strider. He tried to go into the Chromie, but no joy there as Penta manages to save him. But Chromie has now burnt through that timeout. We see a little bit of a root coming in there onto the Blaze. Getting it away. Pell putting a load of whirlwind damage onto him. Getting the hammers coming across from Botsilic, who now has to do all sorts himself away. Uther taking damage, comes down. Bernie's onto Pell. Good night, buddy. You got flamethrower, butchered, and barbarian. We'll see you next, barbecue love. Little turn in coming there for Morton's Monkeys now, Knight. So a little bit of a chance to reapply some pressure. They're not going to get 16 first, but they're going to be damn close to it as they've caught up that almost level and a half lead that FunkyMoon had.
They needed that fight. They needed that pick. That pick straight onto Stump God straight away, and then forcing also power with the Power Blast and Salvo. They got that, get the Weavers, also take down middle floor. Now they're pressuring up in the top floor. They will secure this, and if they can, at least do some damage towards the towers and the wall of the top lane. No, they're just going to back off.
They're abandoning that top lane, so no pressure onto that deep wall. It almost looked like they were looking for a boss there, Knight, but no boss to be had at the moment.
Yeah,
so, I think they're just going to actually, because Uther was completely out of mana. KT was, pretty much and nearly dead, so just a chance to reset, breathe, get a little bit of damage down onto this bot fort, take out the well, take out the wall, clear some waves, catch up on that 16, and now they're on the even talent tier. They are bang dead on experience. It's going to come down to this next team fight. Johanna's Iron Skin's already been used. That's going to be on cooldown. We've got both team members, all team members of both teams down here, which is waiting for the first sign.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Conviction on 10 stacks. Can Kaothas get it? He's still trying to dream up for it. Nearly there, but they were able to take on all the outer forts. Now Botslick, oh, he gets caught out, jet propulsion onto him, and that's a big engage. Winners, they're coming back. Morton, can they do anything? Salvo drops off, he's going to force the damage, and they'll get the pick up on the Stump Guard. Botslick has to back away, Stasis down onto Electro. They're forcing up, there's also the Ice block for him, but he's going down, and Morton are just cleaning up left, right, center, bang, bada, boom. That's 3 minutes down.
Here comes the FunkyMoon throw train, ladies and gentlemen, as we've seen once or twice in the open div here, Knight. Morton's coming back with a vengeance, a great engagement there onto the Mirrodin, making Malfurion have to burn through a lot of resources there. Chromie and Malfurion then both caught well out of position. Vala getting popped first, however. Just really well played, solid team fight there by Morton Monkeys, moving straight into that boss and then looking for top keep.
We'll be able to secure this boss without any threat or worry. It was a good cleanup fight for them, and that's what what's happening. They're getting off those picks, trying to get a bit of damage on, and then just systematically deal with the front line back and forth, while also avoiding the Chromie's Dragon Breath. If they can do that, and that's what we saw in the previous fight, it allowed them to clean up and get the easy kills and team wipes. That's going to be FunkyMoon securing the Red Weavers to at least help deal with the top boss push and winners. They're going into a long game, but Morton have definitely come back. What seemed to be a favorable play for FunkyMoon.
It definitely was a strong opening, 1 to 10 for FunkyMoon, but Mortons have just clawed this back here. FunkyMoon making a few little mistakes, nothing egregious, simply being in some of the just very, very basic wrong positions at some crucial times, and that's really just alleviated their ability to come into the team fight. Vala gets punked by a Pyroblast! Wow, that was amazing. That was incredibly good timing there. Vala got down to half health. KT full Pyroblast comes in. Dragon's Breath landing, but no, the bunker just going to absorb that as Sonya gets taken down by the combined might of Morton's Monk. This is turning into an absolute bicycle right now. Bicycle, that's what I said. Taking down this keep, mate, with the Red Weavers, pushing up onto their own keeps, conversely. But they get the keep, they secure it. Can they back out now? Is Silic going to allow them? Is Chroma going to allow them to? Electro pops that Quantum Overdrive, gets the W. Nah, it's not going to help.
There you go. Just
was sweaty.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just what happened again. They got the Power Blast onto Vola. That's the pick. That's 1 damage down. Now systematically deal with the front line, and that's what FunkyMoon are struggling to do with. They're not able to out-sustain the just AoE damage that Kael'thas can bring. Surprisingly, Conviction working for him there, and now they are going to defend, but they lose the middle key. Yeah. Good old Web Weavers. That's actually a good thing. FunkyMoon.
That is very good for FunkyMoon their night. They completely, even though they got, they lost their top keep, they lost their Vala, they lost their Sonya, they still took mid keep and got half damage onto bot keep. So still even, although we see the full level lead now coming out for Morton's Monkeys. They got 10 kills to 8, 20 to 19. The Storm talents have been achieved. All ultimates are back off cooldown now, bar Pyroblast in 5 seconds. So this next team fight is going to dictate the flow of this game, because either team, if they don't get a full team wipe, they're just going to walk straight into that core and start pew-pewing that all the way down.
Yeah, absolutely. And they also got the Web Weavers. It's now all or nothing for Team Morton Monkeys. If they want to win, it's now. They have the talent advantage. They got the Storm talents compared to level 19 of the side of FunkyMoon. They're nowhere near it. They're not even halfway hitting there. You got also the fact that Knights are pushing in the middle lane. Web Weavers, all 3 lanes, catapults up in the top lane, and yeah, there you go, FunkyMoon just preparing for the defense of a lifetime. They can secure at least a keep. If they lose a keep, that's actually pretty much alright for Funky, but it's a big good one, winners.
Did you see that night? They were trying some cheeky Chinese bush meta just then, and they got found out by Mal.
Yeah.
A simple little spell absolutely just revealed their entire intentions, and I love that. So Moonfire saving the day for FunkyMoon just there. I think that could have been difficult. Alright, we've got the pressure coming onto this mid-keep here by the entire team. They've got a bit of a night camp as well as their split push. They got core damage coming on in the top lane though, so FunkyMoon are going to have to go deal with that night.
Yeah, absolutely. So they will be able to do some damage, but that Web Weaver's falling quite low. Bot Slick has to back away. I feel, if anything, the fight's going to push on. Let's see what they're going to get, winners. But the best bet will probably secure this keep, then rotate to bot lane and try to get as much as they can down there.
Just quietly, did you see Kael'thas finally got his convection stacks at 19 minutes and 20 seconds? So, GG. There you go, ladies and gents. Convection can be a thing. Stacks complete. Alright, bot lane is taking a bit of a pounding now. Phoenix just clearing out the rest of those walls. Strider going Strider deep. Trying to get a pick there. Mirrodin gets himself all blinded and nasty, but here comes the Temporal Loop from the Chromie. Nothing to finish it up because Bunkers! Bell taking some flamethrower damage, and we're going to see a Barbecue Barbarian again. Here comes the Pyroblast all the way onto her face, but it gets absorbed. However, she gets picked up by that Purification Salvo. Bot Silic now in a lot of trouble there, coming out from Poke on Phoenix. Can this now be ended by Morton's Monkeys? Electro with an absolute sliver of health. Quantum Overdrive over his little head, trying to get the W, trying to get the Q. Not going to happen. Can't be ended here, Knight.
Good defense coming from FunkyMoon. They will be able to also secure a little kill back on top of Morton himself. And they're going to back away. Did secure the bottom keep. They'll hold on. Have level 20 talents themselves, but they're going to be careful if they're going to chase too far. Top lane, double catapults pushing onto the keep. It's going to be able to take some of the shield away. But there's a fight. Middle lane, Seth will drop. Bottom lane, sorry.
He's going to come back in very short order with that redemption. He needs to get out of there unless they're going to go back in, and Strider looks like he's going to go in for an engagement. No, StubGod gets away very, very close there. So Uther's back alive. Trixie now out of mana, so KT unable to put some pressure on there. Phoenix gets interrupted on that teleport and taken down for their pleasure. Thank you very much, Mechanical Spider-Man. See you later.
That's the pick for them. Boss is free up. That's 2 members down. Phoenix, not for another minute left to be spawned, and that's what FunkyMoon are doing. They're heading straight up there. Gonna get Sand Dollar for themselves. Maybe even push down, cut a 4, and possibly keep. They'll be pushing it, but that's what they need. Otherwise, that top lane is just going to constantly harass their core with those catapults. There's nothing they can do about it.
Bot lane applying that pressure there, Knight. But this is an opportunity for FunkyMoon to start coming back into this game. So We've seen the ebb and the flow of this game shifting and the dimensions of power coming between both teams. You know, FunkyMoon first 10 levels, then it was turned into a Mortons Monkeys game for 10 levels, and now that level's 20, now it comes down to these critical timings and these little tiny mistakes that you can really punish and take advantage of. So moving into the boss in the top lane, great idea. The fort falls with absolutely no avail, no armor, just like paper. Now they're moving on to this front wall. Now we're going to see some damage coming onto Trixie as he eats a Q and a W there. Temporal loop coming out from the Chromie. Bunker once again gets the D shield there. Oh, Murin gets exploded, and so does Kalthas as Electro pops him with a wonderful little 1-2 combo punch. Fell in a world of trouble. Welding yourself away there, my dear Barbarian lady. Strider's Iron Skin comes out. There's that level 20 talent of Indestructible. Very, very lucky. Electro on no health. Hell on no health. FunkyMoon's push is now at an end. They're not going to get this top keep, Knight.
They were able to secure a kill under Kalthas, but at what cost? That was an interesting jump in from Murin. I saw what he was trying to do. He was denying the whole idea of going back into bunker once he forces onto temporal, because that's where bunker dropped down. It's where that temporal loop came from. And a 1-for-1 trade, they're able to get the keep down to half out. Their core didn't take much damage. It will be able to regenerate all its shields. So in some way or form, kind of a win in favor of FunkyMoon there.
It really was. You're absolutely right there. They traded the Muradin pick for the Kalthas pick, which really left Morton kind of hindered into what they could do in that defense. But the triple cannons that they had on the bot lane, 0% damage onto that core. So if Mortons had been playing it smart and had realized it, and they had re-engaged into that fight prior to FunkyMoon backing just there, they could have kept that pressure onto the core and put some damage onto it. But as it stands, we see two heavy camps did here, Knight. Yeah, two night camps. I love it. Are we going to see another re-engage?
In all fairness, I think what they got to do is at least clear out some of the minions in bottom lane. To be worried about the fact that now there's double catapults up in top lane again. It's hard to engage when there's so much pressure that's statically being applied across the board of the map. It's now a Morton. What are they going to do? Are they going to engage? Force this middle keep. It is down to below half, near around half health. So it's definitely something to threat. Top lane has 3 catapults. It's now do or die for him, and they're going in for it.
Oh, this mid-keep is absolutely going to fall here. Muradin trying to do Muradin things. Bunker comes down. Here comes the flamethrower party. Well, here comes the avatar being popped there. Pell trying to get in onto that backline. It's not going to happen. Goljono on the Phoenix putting out a lot of damage and pain there. D-Shield gets blown. Purification Salvo is coming out. Morton's in a world of trouble right now. Purification Salvo does not put the damage on. Blaze gets picked up. Uther is now going to fall as well. But he will be back very shortly with his redemption talent. Can he get away in time, or is FunkyMoon going to follow him? They want his blood. They want his actual blood. That was well played there by FunkyMoon with a 2-0 trade.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to get 2. Now, it's up to this moment. What do they do with this? That's the big question. Do they push up top keep? It's down to half health. Are they going to try and pressure bottom keep? It's taking a bit of damage. Fountain's still off, but there's no real other objectives on the map to take. And whereas on the other side, the fact that catapults did pressure on the core, it's down to below 50%. So it's a back and forth. The ebb and flow, like you mentioned, is between the two key teams, and they are trying to pressure on the top lane. They've got 20 seconds before Blaze is back up, and Strider has to be careful not to be too far forward.
Now FunkyMoon only with a 4-man in the top lane there, Knight. Here comes the Pyro onto the Chromie. Oh, there goes the stasis. This is why you don't Pyro into a Chromie, boys and girls. Could have got it onto the stump, got him probably got the kill there, actually, if we be honest. But yeah, Sonya can't come up because she has to stay in that bottom lane to deal with those catapults. They've blocked the top lane here with their 4-man rotation. Now it's going to be a 4v4 again. 10 seconds till their healers back up. They can't really engage there without their Uther. So if you're going to let that rotation break, Sonya is just going to stay in that bot lane and deal with the catapults and the minion waves. Here comes a turn-in of all things at level 23, 26 minutes into this game, ladies and gentlemen.
This is one long game, but it's duly noted. Both teams are just playing to tooth and nail, trying to climb and get as much little advantages as they can. Now there's going to be a fight in the middle team with Red Weavers coming down for Team FunkyMoon.
We got a bit of an engage coming here. Muradin now getting into the thick of it. Bunker goes down with Morton having very little health at all. Needs a little bit of a heal from his mate Uther as a disengage is going to occur. That Bunker's on a 50-second cooldown now, so that'll hopefully be back up for the next time they engage. FunkyMoon really need to recognize this and go in as... Oh, here comes the temporal loop onto the Phoenix. Can he iframe? Yes, he does. See you later, buddy. Ridiculous iframes on ridiculous assassins, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about that, Knight?
To be honest, I actually kind of like it. I mean, that was well timed. Like, if he mistimed that, then that would have been a whole world of pain. But kudos to him. That was well done. He's able to survive, and now the defense comes through. It is really up to what happens now. This could make or break pretty much the rest of the next few minutes of the game, really. If they can secure top keep, you got Webweaver dealing with the bottom lane, so they don't even have to worry about the catapults down there. They need this top keep, and they need it now.
FunkyMoon are posturing for it. They've got a half-health Webweaver in the top lane. They're absolutely going to get this keep. If they didn't, I don't know what. Some kind of random magical happenstance. Oh, Webweaver goes down. Silic is on fire. He's going to pass that. No, he's not going to pass the bomb on Stumpy. I thought he already had. He must have already received it from one of his other team friends. Bunker goes down into some charcoal-y crispiness. Here comes the Purification Salvo. A little bit more damage coming out there this time. Silic is not going to fall. Gets that dwarf toss out of there, Knight. Well played. Strider in a bit of pain with 20 gems. He's going to have to back off a little bit. Silic getting back into it. Here comes the Avatar. Half health Muradin all up in your face. 5 frames away. Seth goes down. See you later, Uther. Is he going to be back with a redemption off cooldown? I think so. Iron Skin comes out from Johanna. Morton gets popped by the Chromie. Beautiful Dragon's Breath and Sandblast there coming out. Well timed. Absolutely. Kale Thast. Boom. All right, that is a 2-for-0 trade, Knight. This has got to be game.
Yeah, so they can threaten this core. They have to be a bit careful. I mean, Johanna could do something, even Uther with the stun. But they will be able to do some form of damage. That's going to be a bit of an engage. Seth gets picked on his job. And this will come
If this isn't game over, then this is going to be Phoenix pulling out some pretty insane stuff along with Strider. But this has to be game. Has to be finished.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a sustain from Malfurion.
No, there's not really much of a wave down there. This has to be end.
Yeah, no worries. A 5-man blind is all they can do, and then condemn, but it's not going to be enough, and this will go towards FunkyMoon. In fact, they even get a pick up onto Phoenix, and that was a good game. That was a really good game.
It was a long game, but it was nice. It was nice to see two evenly matched teams back and forth going at it, and the penalties of some of their slight missteps was the end of the game in the end of the day. Lovely to see that coming out of the open div. Seeing our players mature.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're also seeing with the fact that we have 3 bans, more diverse picks, a bit of interesting strategies, what they can come from. But all in all, that was well done, a bit of a back and flow. And what do you expect from 2 teams that are equal in skill, but also really well-skilled players as well?
Absolutely. Look, I was impressed with that game. Who would you go for an MVP in that match there, Knight? Who really did it for you in that game? Because I would say Electro with that Chroma. He was getting what he needed to get in order to help his team achieve.
In all fairness, I like that. I probably would say Malfurion, because a lot of the fights later on, his sustain compared to Uther was what helped kept his team alive. With the tranquility, he was able to keep everyone alive, and that's what they were able to outwin in the fights and end up coming out on top. So my pick was on Malfurion, to be honest.
Fair call, and solid reasoning there too. So I reckon that's pretty good for game number 2, ladies and gents. We're going to cut to a very short break, and we'll be right back as we get this next game 3 underway for y'all. We'll be right back.